Hey everyone, it's Autumn. Today I want to do a video where I use some drugstore products. A lot of these are new to me. Some have just been sitting in my drawers unused and I wanted to pull them out. If you didn't know this about me, I tend to prefer high-end or luxury makeup. And not just because I think that all the time the products are better, but I just feel like it's more hit or miss at the drugstore, and with drugstore prices getting higher and higher, I feel like I just have a better chance of getting good products on the luxury side. With that being said, I'm not saying that there are not good products on the drugstore side, because there definitely are. And I do have a video planned where I'm going to be doing a full face of drugstore products that perform like luxury or high-end products. But today we are just kind of playing around and I'm just getting a feel for these products. All right, so the first thing I am gonna pull out is this Revlon Skin Lights Face Glow Illuminator. I have the shade 300 Sunrise Luster. And it says here on the packaging that it instantly brightens and illuminates the skin. You can wear alone, dab onto cheekbones, or mix with foundation. So I'm actually gonna put this under my foundation today, and I'm gonna try to maybe just put it in areas that I specifically want to brighten. Let me just, and I don't know if you can tell, yeah, it is a little bit deep for me. I'm gonna use a beauty blender actually and just kind of dab it in to the areas that I want to glow under my foundation. And I do have a couple of drugstore foundations that I think are pretty good, but I actually placed an Ulta order. It's KVD Beauty, and they came out with the Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm, and it was all over TikTok.
Test this out. Oh my god. Holy shit.
And I did swatch it a little bit this morning. Oop, yeah, here. I did swatch it a little bit this morning just to kind of get a feel for it. And the reason I'm including it in this video is, first, I just want to try it. But secondly, this packaging is super cheap, like drugstore. And so technically it's not a drugstore product, but I mean, this is like the cheapest foundation packaging ever. And then it's closed and the lid is still loose. Like, this is very rickety. In which, usually with luxury products, they tend to make the packaging a little bit better. And that wasn't really the case with this, which I don't think that Kat Von D is considered, or it's not Kat Von D, it's KVD Beauty now. But I don't think that it's considered to be luxury, but I do think it's supposed to be considered to be high-end, because they do keep it on the high-end side at Ulta. So I'm actually just gonna take my beauty blender here. Well, it's not beauty blender, it's Real Techniques, because again, I'm trying to keep it drugstore. And I'm just gonna dab it in there and then put it on my face. So I've seen tons of TikToks of people using this foundation. Oh yeah, that's a lot. And I'm gonna try to shear this out as much as I can, because obviously that's a lot of coverage. And the crazy thing is, so this sold out because of the TikToks of younger people applying it. And then the reviews were coming back after the fact of it not being that great. But I didn't know if it was because the foundation itself wasn't that good, or possibly people are applying way too much, because when I saw them apply it, it was a lot of foundation. Or maybe it wasn't for their skin type. So when you see like those quick TikToks of products that go viral, you're not seeing how they wear, you're not seeing different types of application, you're not seeing how they react with different types of skin types. And while those videos are fun for like swatches and things like that, I don't think it's a reliable way to review a product. I still think that YouTube is better for product reviews. Those videos are super quick, and people are doing outlandish things just to get their video pushed further into the algorithm, and they're not being very informative. So anywho, so let me look close at my skin. So it doesn't look too bad. I think I probably should have, I was expecting this to be a little bit more moisturizing, So I didn't apply a lot of moisturizer under, which normally I typically have my face like slicked before I do my makeup. So I'm gonna use this Beauty Pie Uber Youth Super Elixir Microbiome Mist. And I'm just gonna spray it over my face and then blend a little bit more. And actually, again, I don't know how well this wears, but just looking at it right now, I think it looks really nice on my skin. And again, I just dabbed in one small dab all over my face and it covered my face and I can still see my skin through it. I think if I were to apply a thick layer of this, it would get cakey really quickly. And there's really no instructions on the box telling you how to use their foundation. And while I think this foundation might be just a little bit light for me, this is Light 008. The tone is actually really good for me. They actually made a foundation for pale olive skin. And so I can warm it up a little bit and the tone is actually really great for me. All right, so let's use some concealers. This is not a new concealer to me. This is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I have two shades. I have shade 11 Vanilla and 20 Sand. And throughout the year, I'm usually a mix of these two shades. Usually I'm closer to 20 in the summer and then 11 Vanilla in the winter. So I'm just gonna kind of apply this around. I don't think I have a drugstore corrector for my eyes to get rid of any of the blue. So we're just gonna go in with some of this. And I've purchased multiple of this concealer throughout the years. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers. And maybe I'll go back in and use my fingers a little bit. I feel like this sponge kind of picked up some of that. All right, so I have 3 drugstore options to sort of bronze up the face. And I've used all of them, some more than others. So this first one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. I have the shade 01 Light, Revlon Skin Lights, and this is in the shade Sunlit Glow. Milani, and this is 02 Sunkissed Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. My nails look awful. I just saw the close-up of my nails. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go start off with the matte one and see what it looks like, and then I may go in with one of the more glowier bronzers after. And I'm gonna use this really big brush here just to kind of warm up my face overall, not to really concentrate it in any area. And I think I will go in over top with this Revlon Skin Lights. This one's interesting because it has a gold sheen to it, but it's not glittery. It's just like a glowy sort of sunlit bronzer, which is why it's called Sunlit Glow. And I'm gonna go in with this brush from Sonia Kashuk. It's like a large powder fan brush. And I'm gonna use that to kind of go right here over the top, over my nose, and over the tops, kind of like not quite where you would put highlighter, but on the tops of cheeks. Well, I guess kind of, I like to overlap them a lot. Then I even go into the brow bone a little bit to kind of warm up that area. And under the chin. All right, so let's talk about eyeshadow options. There are a few I've been curious about, and it's these Almay Velvet Foil Cream Shadows. And I bought these like close to a year ago and I haven't used them. I have 2 shades here. I have Out of the Woods and Endgame. So I think I'm gonna go in with Out of the Woods, and I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna use my finger to pat it on and then probably blend it out with a fluffy brush. It's a little bit of a sort of deep brown here. I'm just gonna put that all over. Here we go, and I found a fluffy brush to kind of help blend it. And I typically don't go this deep with my shadows because I'm boring and I like to have like a barely there kind of eyeshadow look. So I only have like 2 drugstore eyeshadow palettes. The first one is this one right here from e.l.f. and it is their bite-size eyeshadow, and this is the shade Pumpkin Pie. Again, I purchased it a long time ago and I think I swatched it and then never used it. And then this one I have used, actually only one shade though. I've swatched the others and then I've used this one shade where you can tell it's like a lot worn out. It's like the most interesting shade in there. And this is from the palette 963 Slight Flex. So I think I want to warm up this eyeshadow look a little bit. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and go into Pumpkin Pie first. And I'm going to take this first shade right here, which is kind of like a orangey, like sienna sort of brown shade. And I'm going to go just into the edges of this cream shadow. I feel like the bronzer I used could be a good option for this too. And then I'm going to take this smaller detail brush and take it under the eye. And I'm just going to go in with this large fluffy brush to kind of blend out the edges of the eyeshadow on the top. So I want to go in with this shade over, yeah, right there. And then I want to go into the inner corner with this shade right here just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. This is coming across a lot deeper on the inner corner than I thought it would in the pan. So I think I'll go ahead and then blend it under the eye into that other shadow. All right, so I don't have any drugstore eyebrow products. I think I might have like one gel. So I'm gonna jump off camera really quick, do my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back and I have some blushes that I want to try out. So there are some drugstore blushes that I know that I love, mainly being the Maybelline Fit Me blushes, and then there's also these Revlon large pan blushes. I'll have what I'm talking about on the screen. They're in my drawer down there. But these 3 I haven't really gotten a chance to try out. And this first one is the L'Oreal Age Perfect. And this is the Radiant Satin Blush in Rosewood. And then I have this Rimmel Maxi Blush in Third Base. And this last one is from the Creme Shop, and it's Mon Cherie. And so I'm gonna swatch them out on my hand and just try to figure out what would look best with my current eye look that I have going on here. So this light peach one right here is the Rimmel. This kind of glowy pink one is the L'Oreal, and then this one right here is the Creme Shop. I think I'll just try to stick them here and then try to, I think I'm gonna go with the more pinky one from L'Oreal. Maybe we'll end up layering, but let's just put that on the cheeks and see how it looks. Let me grab a blush brush. This is a Marc Jacobs blush brush, and I'm just gonna go into that. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna dab over it with my beauty blender just around the edges, kind of meld it in with everything else on my face. And then for highlighter, I got this from Flower Beauty. It's their Day Glow Highlighting Glaze. So I have this, and then I have a powder one from Milani, which from Milani I have the Dolce Perla Baked Highlight. So I'm first gonna try and see what the Flower Beauty looks like. My main concern is that this might pull up the powder makeup I have underneath it. Because it's really interesting. It's like if you notice here on my finger, it's kind of a sticky texture. So I know I'm gonna have to pat it in. I'm probably gonna regret this. Let me zoom you in so you can kind of see what's going on here on my face. Yeah, there you go, you can see pretty well. So I'm gonna tap in here. And then I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know if you can see, yeah, right there. That's what I was afraid of would happen. And it's a little, yeah, it's a little bit better after I tap it out more. I'm gonna bring it up into the brow. I think this is the type of highlighter that would look really good on those no makeup days, to where you just wanted a little bit of glow on the face and you're not wearing any other makeup. So I'm gonna put some on the other side. So it's really subtle and it doesn't put off a lot of product. It's not peeling anything up underneath it, but it's not going on as even as I would want it to. Let's go ahead and try this Milani one, and hopefully I don't regret putting it over it. So I'm gonna go in with the Sonia Kashuk brush here. And okay, so I think the Milani looks good on my skin, but I feel like it does pick up on texture right in here. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe I'll zoom you back in. Okay. I feel like right here, it picks up on my texture, so I have to be really careful of not bringing it in. So I'm gonna go over with this a little bit and kind of pat that out and see if that helps. Okay, so the only drugstore powder that I have is this from Maybelline. It's their Fit Me, and I've heard a lot of good things about this. This is another one of those products that have kind of gone viral. So I'm gonna put it here in the lid. That's probably way too much. So I got this sponge. It was part of the Real Techniques duo. I used the first sponge to apply foundation. This is their powder sponge, where it says you can apply things wet or dry. So this is slightly dampened, and I'm just gonna move the sponge around in here, and I'm hoping I don't regret this, because normally I just do like a light wash of powder, and I feel like by using a sponge, you're gonna be putting a lot of powder on. So let me, yeah. Okay, let me try areas that I think would benefit from getting the powder first, and it's not gonna take away like too much color off my face. Okay, so I think I have the majority, and then I'm gonna go in on this inner part here. Try to get up under the eye. Probably should have used the point for that. Okay. And then I'll go over. So this thing picks up a lot of powder. Then I'm just gonna go over with this fan brush again that I used initially for the bronzer, and I'm just gonna try to like knock off any excess powder on my face. And now I'm gonna set my face with this. It's the Maybelline New York Glass Spray, and it's supposed to give a dewy finish, and since I just used all of that powder, I'm hoping it does. Usually you have to shake this one because it's like a dual phase. So I'm gonna try to go super lightly with spraying this because I don't wanna look like a grease ball. So here we go. I don't know where I just sprayed it the first couple times because my eyes were closed and I did not feel it touch my face. So yeah, that should be enough. All right, so I have one lip product that I wanted to try out and I recently picked up from the drugstore. And this is the L'Oreal Glow Paradise. I think it's what they call their, does it say on here? I think it's like their balm something or another, I don't know. Anyway, it's in the shade Cherry Wonderland. And I have no idea what the embossment on the tip of the lipstick is for, but it's kind of weird. It's an R in a circle, and it has nothing to do with the rest of the name because it's Glow Paradise. I have no idea. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put this on. Okay, and this doesn't really go with the rest of my look, but I wanted to try this out. Let me blot it out. And then let's try out this new mascara. So this is the Voluminous Brown Balm Mascara. And I think the name Balm Mascara is really what got me here. And I'm a sucker for a brown mascara. I feel like it's really hard to find one that just doesn't look like a dull black. So hopefully this one doesn't disappoint, but you can kind of tell that it is a brown mascara through the tube. I like the fact that the tube is clear. I think this actually looks really nice. So I'm gonna grab a little mirror here because I always do this thing where I go to put on mascara and then I do this into my mirror that's on my desk and nobody can see anything. So let me zoom you in, and I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. Now I'll show you the brush first. So. All right, so you should be able to see here. It's really combing through the lashes really nicely. So that's one coat. It's combing through the lashes really nicely. And I don't know how well you can see. Typically when I try out new mascaras, I like to do it with like no eyeshadow or really pale eyeshadow to where you can see the lashes better. I don't know why I didn't think that through, but I'm gonna do the other eye. All right, so here it is on both eyes. This formula really feels like it would be very buildable. So I am gonna put another coat on. I can already tell that this is gonna be a good everyday go-to sort of mascara for me because it's not overboard, and if I'm wanting something just simple to darken the lashes, this is gonna be perfect. It combs to the lashes really well, and it coats them really evenly. So I'm really impressed so far. So, yeah, this mascara is beautiful. It builds really well. So I want to do a second coat on the other eye. All right, so that's 2 coats on the lashes. I'm gonna get up really close so you can see. All right, so this is the full face of makeup. I am really enjoying the mascara, I think the most out of everything. Again, obviously I don't know how well the foundation is gonna wear throughout the day, but I don't know. The mascara, I think, is obviously the true winner here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.
I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.